Today is Tuesday, October 6th, 2020, and this is a bonus episode of the One Episode Rule. Hey y'all, who's here?
Bonus. Hello, I'm Joey.
Hello, Bonus.
Hi, Bonus.
Yeah, my name is Bonus, and welcome to my show. I'm Joey, and today I got lured into a very long JoJo-based conversation. How are y'all?
I'm grand.
Pretty good.
I'm Emma, the bonus Jonas,
Oh
and
God, the forbidden Jonas brother.
I am in an extremely dark and cold room. I feel like a bit like the mom at the end of the first Silent Hill movie, and I'm ready to talk about some anime, which is what we do on this podcast.
It's good to know that they haven't unblocked the windows and ruined your germination.
Oh.
By allowing the sun to touch your flesh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, gotta stay dark. Gotta grow strong.
This is a great energy we bring. Let's get to the point here.
Yep. So what is our bonus content for this?
The bonus content here is approximately 273 years ago, back in March of 2020, we put out an episode called that was number 41, and it was called "Yeah, I've Hung Out at a Landfill," and it was about the show Higurashi When They Cry. So yeah, we watched an episode of that, and we talked about it. And afterwards, we got kind of like weirdly fascinated with it. Because I'm not sure we can call Higurashi like good anime. But it's like transfixing. You have to come back and just see where it's going.
Yeah.
Because you always end after the first episode, and even more so as the series go on, every time you end an episode, you look at each other and you go, "What?"
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck was that? And you come back because you want to know what the fuck that was. So over time, after that episode, basically about 6 months ago, we did watch the whole thing. So it
gradually. This was a gradual process, is what I will say.
Over the course of months.
We would gather together every now and then and watch maybe like 4 to 6 episodes, which is usually how long an arc was. And we would get a little bit more of the plot, and we would get a little more confused.
Watching more of this show reveals nothing to you.
Watching more of this show just only increases your befuddlement, your bafflement.
It just raises further questions.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like JoJo, in which at a certain point, like, spoilers for this show would be completely irrelevant, because what the
Yeah, kinda.
It's meaningless.
Maybe even more so, because the nature of the show is that an arc will complete itself, and then the story will kind of reset.
There's certain things outside of that structure, but yeah.
Yes,
so it basically just restarts itself. So, for instance, at the end of the first arc of Higurashi, spoilers, but the main character just beats the other two main characters to death with a bat, and then dies of a horrible drug overdose.
Yes.
I don't think it's spoilers, because I think that's the first scene in the series.
It is,
and then the whole first arc is like getting you to that point. And then you don't really learn anything because it just resets.
Because, he's just dead. And you're just like, what was that? And then the next episode, it's back to normal.
Yeah, which is a fucking incredible setup. I really like that. Like, that is what, to me, that is what makes this show kind of unique. well, I'm sure there's other shows that do something similar, but it's not common. It's enough of a different sort of thing. And the way they do it is the lead up to that gets more and more unsettling as, episodes go on. And then when they go to the episode after that, it resets back to like this very fun and silly sort of mood, but your trust in the show to be that sort of goofy, silly thing has been damaged in such a way that that this is
It's like,
not
this is
fun,
all
silly
bullshit.
show,
Yeah.
and it makes the fun, silly moments more unsettling, which is very powerful.
Watching this
I
show
think.
is like POV, you are the end of a yo-yo.
But anyway, let's if we got more analysis of the show, we should say that because the other reason we decided to do this bonus episode is after eating that whole show is that they just went ahead and released a remake.
Yes.
And the first episode is out.
It's here.
And we can and will watch it.
And we want to very badly. It is October, so we're getting in that spooky mood.
It's time for this. It's time to put this to rest.
I don't think we're ever going to fully put Higurashi to rest.
Yeah, we can't put it in the ground. We watched the whole first series, and then it's just like, what was that? And it's just like, basically, it's just like, find out in Higurashi Kai, and we're just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're probably gonna have to watch that someday. So,
I mean, you know what they say. Cicadas always come back.
You know what they say, free bonus episode's a free bonus episode. Let's watch that first episode of the new show. How about that?
Let's get in there.
That had a strange flavor to it. I feel this is a weird position. I feel like almost like since I've consumed the entire like original product that I'm like a Higurashi like what's how do you pronounce that, the wine guy?
Pervert.
The wine pervert. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I was looking for sommelier.
Oh, okay.
Sommelier.
Sure.
Sommelier. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
But
yeah. But I think pervert works.
Yeah, ask your local wine pervert.
I can taste the notes of feet.
Oh my god. This has gone completely off the rails already. So initially I was turned off by the new Higurashi. Because I looked at it and I was just like, oh, this just kind of looks like any 2010s anime.
Yeah, where's their helmet-shaped hair?
Where's their weird, constantly shape-changing hairstyles?
Where's their morphing faces?
Where's their morphing faces and huge fucking brain space?
Enormous cranium. Now,
a lot of room to rattle around in there.
They're a lot more plain and on model this time.
Very shiny is what I'll say.
Yeah, kind of shiny. Very glossy. Like they've been laminated. Yeah, so it's not quite as chaotic as the original. There's some things though. They obviously are. I feel like they're adapting from the source material rather than the original show.
Perhaps.
I never actually went to investigate the source material, so I have no idea. But it does feel, this feels like a little more of a pragmatic adaptation, as far as like it feels a little more streamlined.
Yeah.
It's distilled and
yeah.
Because I noticed the things that they haven't, like the few things that the visual styles have in common are consistent. Like when Reina does that thing.
The thing
The thing that Reina does So that just makes me think that the thing that Reina does is present in the visual novel.
Sure.
Perhaps.
And that's where they're drawing it from. By the way, in one of the scenes where Reina does the Reina thing, and I caught a clip of this the other day, and it freaked me out. She looks like she's in 60 FPS when nobody else is.
Yeah.
Right?
She looks like she's really weirdly interpolated, and it scares the shit out of me.
She's getting so smooth.
Done that on purpose to be unsettling?
No, I don't think they did that on purpose. I think they were just like, yeah, we should interpolate this. The frames look a little janky. We'll just smooth it out a little.
Just bring the AI in. Yeah. So, some external notes. 3 of the original voice actors returned. Mion and both of the little girls have the same voice actresses as the original anime.
Nice.
Which was like kind of jarring for me. Not that they sounded the same, but that like they sounded the same, but then also that Keiichi and Reina were different.
Yeah.
I didn't know if Reina was different. I knew immediately that Keiichi was different because he didn't
Keiichi sounded extremely different.
He didn't like shriek.
Yeah. His like little it was like from the first grunt to when he was throwing the baseball bat. I was like, that's not Keiichi. What?
That's not our dumb.
It's not her boy. I kind of got used to it after a bit though. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it didn't like take me out of it or anything, but it was like I don't know. It was just strange at first.
If the voice actor can like rise to meet the fucking craziness ahead in that series, which has to follow certain plot elements, then he'll be all right.
And I appreciated it wasn't like it doesn't sound like I guess this is more of an issue in American cartoons than it is in Japanese probably, but I appreciated that it wasn't like just some other guy doing an impression of the original guy, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, there were some changes. I don't remember Sakamoto's like weird Metal Gear villain trap at the door.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Which is like, if they're adapting it from the VN, then why did the other show leave that out? Because it becomes a fucking plot point later on.
Yeah,
right.
See, that's what makes me think that this is, rather than being directly from the novels, I feel like this is like just like a let's do it again, like it's a do-over. Because like.
Let's drop some stuff in here earlier that, you know.
For like the first half of the episode, I was like, oh man, this anime is, maybe it's going to be like better paced than the last one. Right. And then during the second half of the episode, I was like, God, they're really just going for them all, huh? Really just going to throw everything in there, huh?
Just going to put everyone in there.
Because, like, at first it was just like, okay, well, they set up the Trap Master thing earlier. Mm-hmm. That's cool. Okay, yeah, the Tomitake thing is a little bit, like, neater this time. And then, like, someone talked about, like, Mion, like, during their punishment game. And, like, Keiichi's like, you and your stupid torture devices. And I was like, okay, I guess.
I know.
And then when they... like... And then when they were playing the game and he was looking for the marker, he found it in the room where the bomb is at the end.
Yeah. And he also opened one of the cabinets and there was a like flash of the baseball bat.
God. Yeah.
And also when he was at the dump and the guy came up to him and he's like, yeah, maybe Rena's in there dismembering a body. Haha.
Well, that was there. That was present.
I think that was there in the original, but it felt a little more like, I don't know.
It feels pointed since you've seen the end of that
yes, it does. It's easier to catch these things.
Yeah, that's is like, there were a lot of moments in this where I wasn't sure, like, how much of it was like, okay, I've already seen Higurashi and now I'm watching this, and how much of it was like them realizing like, man, maybe we should have waited. Maybe we should have told you before the last arc about Satoko's whole thing with traps.
Yeah.
I was kind of nostalgic for Keiichi's ugly ass rave outfit, though. I missed it.
Yeah,
Now he's just wearing a t-shirt and a vest.
He's wearing a t-shirt and a vest. He looks like a waiter.
Bring it back.
I miss his weird Star Trek uniform.
Yeah. Bring back his fucking reboot armor.
You know, even though they like changed the visual style, I appreciated that like it still looked like Higurashi.
Yeah.
But like I thought the art like looked like pretty nice overall.
It was much more consistent overall.
Yeah. Sure.
Because of living with it for so long, it kind of feels bland to me now.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, kind of like I miss the weirdness a little bit.
You miss the crunchy.
The weirdness.
Crunchiness.
The best thing about it, I think, the best thing about the art style, I think, is the environment art. Came out really nicely.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
It's got like a gray filter over it too, so it lends things almost like a kind of Silent Hill look to them.
Yeah.
Kind of like a misty overlay. So it's gray in a lot of scenes, and during the sunset scenes that happen a lot, it just makes everything orange.
Yeah. They also set up the neck scratching thing in like the very first scene this time, which was cool because they didn't do that last time. And I don't know, it was nice to see that like sort of signposted a little better.
Right.
One thing, there is one thing I think they actually just straight up did better with no like
no
caveats or anything, is that the two scenes that make the first episode of Higurashi work are really punchy in this version. Because it's just like, hey, did anybody die here or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, and then the scene is like immediately over.
It is a scene of like 0.25 seconds, and is a very quick zoom up on Reina's very detailed lower face. And they do the same thing with Mion later. She's like, of course not.
Yeah, the music cuts and everything.
It's very...
Oh, it was so disturbing.
It hits a lot better than it did in the first episode of...
They did a good job.
The original. Although the original still had the punch there, so...
Yeah.
They must draw from the same root. That must be in the game somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't like that Satoko has gained a flesh tooth.
I know.
I don't remember that. I don't remember her ever having that.
She had a tooth, like a little fang in the original, but I think it was just like an actual little toothy fang.
Right.
But now it's the flesh tooth.
Now it's the flesh tooth.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Kind of a weird choice, but
strange.
The meat tooth.
It's really strange. Let's see, what else? Tomitake was huge. He was like kind of a big guy before, but he wasn't like huge.
Well, he just has more... I think he's the same size. He just has a lot more muscle definition now.
Yeah.
But and also like even the shape of his face was like
he looks like harder.
He looked like those like Chad edits. It's like just a few millimeters of bone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he looks like Henry Cavill. Oh man.
I'm so glad they showed Kenta-kun. I thought they weren't going to show him.
I know.
But he's down there.
I was like, Kenta-kun.
I was so worried that they were gonna change it or like show like not make him actually just Colonel Sanders.
But he's there, this distant finger licking go.
I had like a brief moment of like just like profoundly manic thought right before they showed him where I was like, what if it's fucking Ronald McDonald this time?
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Like, what if they cut down there and it's just that shitty fucking clown bench?
And you just see Ronald, and then the edges of your vision start to go hazy as you pass out.
Just start hearing clown horns.
Just past those golden arches.
Oh, jeez.
So how do we feel about this this remake and the larger Higurashi verse?
I very much liked it. I'm hype.
Yeah.
Are you hype? Are you gonna sit through this again?
You know, I think I am.
There.
I like it.
I honestly might. Not that like, it was.
Oh no! Now I'm hyped because I'm calculating the whiplash. You see, you get into this with the new art style and watch through the whole thing and just be like, wow, that's still as baffling as ever. Better watch Higurashi
and then,
Kai.
Yeah, then we have to go watch Kai and it goes back and it's like, whoa!
To get the answers. And you get back to old swollen head Keiichi Maibara. Who might be my favorite worst anime protagonist?
I love him.
He may be the dumbest motherfucker to ever live.
Such a fucking idiot, and I love him.
I'm closing my eyes and trying to imagine any good decision Keiichi makes in the entire anime.
It's incredible. I love him.
Me too.
Yeah, I was like sort of neutral, not neutral. I was having a good time, but but like I just really don't know how I could possibly convey the hype that suddenly infected my lymph nodes when the music started playing.
The music at the end!
Yeah, the music came in.
I was so excited.
Just like, oh shit, it's here.
Because they didn't play it at the beginning, and I was like, yeah, I miss it. But then at the end it started playing, and I was like, yes!
Yeah, there's just like 4 or 5 like lines of my notes that are just exclamation points after that.
Speaking of the ending, did y'all catch the post credits?
Yes. That's
I think they're trying to slip that in a little more, and something I saw in like the descriptions and stuff for Kai, because I was gonna start watching it. I actually ended up not watching it today because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna watch this before we do the episode. Oh shit, no, I'm gonna go to Arby's. But anyway, I want Boiger, but anyway, apparently Rika's a big deal in this story.
Yeah.
And you can tell why, because at the very beginning of this episode, they did something that I'm pretty sure they didn't do in the last series, which was they showed everybody at their house getting ready to go to school. And Keiichi gets up and he yawns, and Reina's making her elaborate bento box, and Neon's putting up her hair. And it cuts to the other 2 kids' house who live together in a really small little house. Is it Satoko or Sakamato?
Satoko.
Okay.
I believe, yes.
It's just like, hey, Rika, it's time to go, and it cuts to Rika, and Rika's, and it shows the great big calendar with the great big bold print on it that says that it's what is it? It's like June the 10th in 1983, and she's just staring holes into it. And from everything we've watched and some of the things that's been suggested about her, I get the impression that for her it's been June the 10th, 1983, a whole fucking bunch of time.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like we said, there was also the post-credits scene that showed her with just the bright
The
red,
eyes.
like glowing
Yes.
eyes while she was watching what was happening in the dump. And yeah, again, like I said, it just feels like this is a redo with better signposting.
It's like we have to drop more hints.
Yeah, better foreshadowing, I guess, is another word to use that I think more people use, and signposting is more of like a tabletop game thing.
It really is.
But you know,
it's just like, my players keep going to the wrong place and letting everyone die. How can I fix that?
I got it. I'll tape thumbtacks to the door.
Yeah.
You better watch out for that.
Sure.
Yeah, so I guess, do you guys want to sort of just transition into more broadly talking about Higurashi?
We can.
Sure. Because we did finish the original Higurashi.
Yes.
We ate the whole first series, and it changed us in ways none of us will understand for many years to come.
So be careful, because maybe spoilers, perhaps.
Oh, there's gonna be spoilers if we're gonna break it down more.
The moment we finished the first series of Higurashi, I went to the living room and I just yelled, "Aliens? What?
Fucking aliens!
What?" But I don't actually know. Like, there's still no answers in the first series. Like,
to be entirely fair, I do believe that the aliens are fake. And
that can't be a thing. Like, it cannot.
I mean, it can be a thing. It's Higurashi, and
it's Higurashi. It could be, but I don't believe in it.
We still haven't watched Higurashi, but more.
Yeah, we gotta get on that sometime. But
yeah, aliens. The battle on the fucking roof of the school that makes no sense to anyone.
After the whole bomb sequence. All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we have like a small, like, let's go over the arcs again.
Sure. Yeah.
So because none of this is just baffling this conversation right now.
So the first arc is the Spirited Away chapter, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's just the one where it's the one it starts with a flash forward of Keiichi killing his friends, and then it goes back to the beginning to show us like how we get there. And let's see what happens in the first arc.
Keiichi gets stalked by the two other MCs. I would call them the other MCs. The smaller girls are common enough sights, but they're not really the focus most of the time.
Yeah. So Mion and Reina, I guess, succumb to Hinamizawa syndrome early. But then so does Keiichi.
And then they all three kill each other and or die. They drug him and he claws his throat out after beating them with a bat. Yeah. So and that's the first arc.
Yeah, and Keiichi starts to realize at some point that, well, I guess he realizes it at the first episode that something happened at the dam, but he starts to realize over the course of this chapter that his friends and like the whole village, it's like a village-wide secret that they murdered someone to keep the dam from being built.
Right.
Yeah, and then it's like,
and then things only get more complicated from here.
Yeah, so he kills them, and then he calls the police and says that that the demon is behind him, and then he claws his throat out, and then we just go back again.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, again.
That's the most. I think that transition's the most important one of all of them, because it's just like, oh, we're just gonna go back to normal now. Is that it?
Yeah.
Right, because when I was first watching this series, and I got to episode 4, and Keiichi, who seemed to be the main character, dies, and I'm like, how can they have 20
Yeah.
something more episodes of this if the main character died after killing his other main character friends? And then, and then I was on a ride. So, arc 2, I believe, is where they introduce Shion,
That's
Yes.
right?
Shion and Mion murder people.
Yes.
uh, with lots of Mion's actually a Yakuza Scion.
Yeah.
Scion. Scion. Um there's a lot of stuff about like them being like the torturers of the village or whatever in there.
Yeah.
That's the one where they break into the
They break
the
into the
ritual
shrine.
tool shed.
Yes.
And they see all the fucked up shit, and the one lady gets the huge murder boner about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this one is again like everything is normal-ish, other than the fact the time has just reset. Things go back to normal, and then the cotton drifting festival happens, and then shit starts going wrong again.
Yeah, it goes wrong from there.
Yeah. That one was called the cotton drifting chapter. It's chapter 2. And then the next one is curse killing chapter.
Curse killing, I think, is maybe my favorite one. Because is that not the one where Keiichi plans the world's dumbest murder?
Yes.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
At one point, he loses the body.
Yeah, like where Keiichi's full plan for murder seems to just be like, if nobody sees me kill him, I'll get away with it. It's perfect.
It's perfect. I'll just jump out of the bushes and beat his ass to death with a baseball bat. And there's so much happening in that it's hard to even talk about without watching.
That's the one arc that the end. I think that's the only one that Keiichi maybe survives, while everyone else in the town dies from like a gas leak.
Yeah, true. That's the one that ends in the like weird, like gas disaster.
Yeah.
Right. And then we never really I don't think we ever decided between all of us whether we thought that was like actually a gas leak from the swamp, or if it was like some kind of cover up because something else happens in the town.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah, but then we never go back to that time, so we don't know.
Yeah, that's a doomed timeline. It's not canon.
Yeah. This is also the arc that introduces fucking Dr. Irie.
The awful
creep
doctor.
Weird creepo.
Die.
He exists to show up and be a creep, drop plot hints, and then die. So
yeah. But yeah, and that's also the arc where Oishi starts being more involved, and also where Oishi starts being a villain sometimes.
Yeah.
No, correction. It's where Oishi becomes the star of the show.
I guess you're really right about that. Oishi, for those of you, I don't know why you would be listening to this if you haven't seen Higurashi, but for those of you who haven't, Oishi is the police detective who is sort of investigating what has happened in Hinamizawa.
He's always turning up. At some point in whatever arc, the cops have to turn up and just be like, "Oh no, this has to stop."
Yeah, because at some point, fucking Tomitake and the pervert lady die, and then
they die every
time. They always die.
Yeah, they're always the ones that die at the festival, and then Oishi and his crew roll up, and they're like, "What's up? We're cops, I guess.
These people are dead.
We're looking for some people." come sit in my car with me while I chain smoke 30 cigarettes in a row.
Oishi smokes more than any person I have ever seen, including like other Japanese people who notoriously smoke.
Yeah, Oishi smokes like potassium and water.
Let's see. The next one is a flashback. I've got a list of arcs in front of me.
Sure.
They have many fun Japanese names that are irrelevant to our purposes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. So
the next one is
the time-wasting chapter, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't have it in English in front of me.
That's okay.
I had the synopsis is in English. The title's in Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one, the flashback one, where it talks about a metropolitan police guy. Think like Mulder.
Yeah.
That was a fucking weird arc.
Whose job is to go out and like scope out the whole situation in the village because somebody kidnapped the guy who was managing the dam project's grandson.
Right.
Yes.
And you find out like interesting like world building stuff overall. And Rika is there and is also even tinier.
Even smaller than before.
And yeah, I guess that's all the stuff that happens during that, really.
Yeah, like I said, that one was a bit of an oddball because it wasn't as like following of the formula of the like previous arcs, and we didn't like get the focus on the same characters quite as
much. Like Akasaka doesn't die at the end of it, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Although his wife does.
His wife does, which is which is sad. Just sad. Let's see. The next one is the reverse image of chapter 2, because it turns out, hey, all that shit you thought Mion didn't do that shit.
Shion actually did it.
Shion did that. Shion went dreadfully insane.
And then something about maybe Shion is actually Mion, but they won't like really. It's kind of
that's the dumbest thing in Higurashi is being like. Yeah, like they were switched at birth, but they're twin. Like, no, they weren't though.
Yeah.
Like, if you raised one of them to be Mion, then she was Mion.
Yeah.
The whole time, like, what are you talking about, Higurashi?
This is nonsense. The ends of the 2 chapters that focus on them are some of the most confusing.
Yeah.
Pieces of animation I have ever seen. I do not know what is happening. Still, overall good arcs because they're wild as fuck. And yeah, I guess rounding it out is the very last one, which is hey, it's Reina again, and it's time to be super crazy.
Reina set us up the bomb.
Reina was crazy in the first arc, and then spent the rest of the arcs being cool until this one.
Oh, that was also the arc where Reina did a murder, and everyone else
was cool with it.
We got your back. We're sorry for being toxic to you, Reina. We'll be here for you from now on forever. Let's hide this body now.
It was so toxic of us to abandon you after we found out you were a killer.
Listen, it was kind of a shock at first, but that guy was kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
So we're fine with it.
And the best thing about that is that almost ends up being like a B plot because it doesn't matter to the ending of the arc.
They don't fucking go back to it. They get away with these 2 murders, if I remember correctly. Because didn't she kill the lady too?
Yeah, she killed the lady too. Oh, by the way, that's apparent. Those people were apparently Sadako's uncle and his girlfriend.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
She didn't notice. So yeah, they just get away with the murder, and it does come back because
yes, it kind of comes back
because Reina goes out there later, and it's just like, where are the bodies? The bodies are gone. You betrayed me. I will kill all of you. This show.
And then at the end, everyone's happy?
Yeah. So, right, this is worth getting into more than some of the others, which is that one caps off with Reyna deciding to go just full ham. She has discovered what's the murder lady's name?
Oh,
You know, the one who gets
Pervina.
Yeah, the one who gets really horned up for the murders.
Takano?
Takano. We'll call her
Takano. Yeah,
that sounds right. Well, anyway, she finds she gets one of Takano's diaries. It's full of crazy bullshit about like why the town is this way. And it convinces her that she's got like alien maggots in her blood.
Yes.
Which causes a kind of a predictable downward spiral.
Yeah.
Which ends in her deciding to take everyone in her class hostage and set up a very surprisingly simple bomb that just involves a rain gutter full of gasoline.
Yeah.
and a simple triggering device.
Yeah. Because she learns from Takano about aliens, maybe, and wants to force Oishi and the cops to launch a full-scale investigation into the alien invasion.
Yeah. Which is the kind of situation that hostage negotiators go, oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You gotta do me a favor and order a bunch of really little coffins.
Oh, my God.
I feel like, just in case, because I feel like this might turn out bad.
God. Yeah, that's what happens in real life, but in this show, instead, the solution becomes Oishi goes to Keiichi and is like, all right, just find it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Just go find the bomb, 14-year-old.
Gets him an earpiece and it's just like, you're going to be our man on the inside. And Keiichi's eyes uncross briefly enough for him to say, yes, sir, I'll do it for you, sir.
Okay, boss.
Yeah, okay, boss.
God.
There is a sequence after that which is hilarious, in which they search for the bomb. And it is revealed that Sakato is the master of traps.
Yeah, Sadako is the trap master, which they did not reveal until like the beginning of that episode with a water gun fight.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we gotta figure out a way to work this in now.
Yeah, it's time. We've run out of time. We forgot to put it in the other script. Which culminates in a rooftop cleaver and
sword
baseball
fight.
bat.
Yes.
Fight. Yeah. Which you would think, which the cops are rooting on. I should note, these men possess firearms and EMT training.
And it just feels like there is a better way for them to handle and de-escalate the situation than to just be like, get her ass, Keiichi!
Yeah, take her ass to the edge!
Keiichi!
Knock her the fuck out!
They fight to a standstill, and then he somehow manages to reverse psychology her away from being crazy like he was in the first episode, which he spontaneously remembered the first arc, in which he died.
Like, how? In the middle of this, he just like starts remembering like, oh God, I killed all my friends a bunch of times.
I killed everyone.
Yeah, and then...
But he does lose the sword fight.
He does lose.
But then...
She decides that she doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah, he manages to talk her down, like, right... There's like a lull in the middle of the fight, after which it immediately picks up again. But there's a lull in the middle where he talks to her about, like... It's like... basically a marriage proposal. Like,
yeah,
they're just talking about like wanting to wake up with each other again someday, and And then they're like, okay, let's fight anyway.
The dialogue could be touching in any other situation.
I mean, I cried. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, you cried out of confusion and fear.
I was like, why? I want you guys to be friends again too. Is now the time?
I just don't understand how.
I just don't understand why you have to finish the fight. Master Chief.
So, I don't know. I guess that's basically Higurashi.
That's Higurashi.
This show is horrible. I love it.
It's really good.
It's fantastic in
it's
every
the
way.
worst. It's the worst trash I've ever seen. I'd watch it again.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
Just end this one on a Steam review.
Oh, and the other thing, not only does Keiichi remember the other arcs, at some point Rika talks to him and she's like, oh, you remember now, don't you? And he's like, I'm sorry. And they all hug and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And she remembered from the beginning?
And he hugged Mion too, who didn't know what the fuck was going on. She's like, Keiichi, are you fucking okay?
Keiichi, stop touching me. Yeah, and then so after they, they become friends again, the fight is over. It seems like things are going to go back to normal. And then it cuts immediately to Rika in Oishi's car again from the scene at the very beginning of the anime. And she's talking to him, and then in her head she's like, I'll keep reliving this endless summer. And then that's the end.
That's the end
of the program.
Of the program. And we all stood up and went, what?
I stood up clapping, and I was like, why?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
So I guess
it's like watching someone. It's like watching someone's model rocket fire at a 45-degree angle out from where it should, and do 3 twists, and then go through a basketball hoop. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It was entirely unintentional, but it's the greatest thing you've ever seen.
God.
Oh fuck. Whew.
We should hit up the email stuff and then go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So if you want to check up on the on the Higurashi obsession around here, you can do so by sending an email to oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number.
You can also tweet at us if you have any information on the alien parasites infecting our swamp. You can tweet at us at oneepisodecast, and again, that is one the word, not the number.
Oh, I got a big splinter in my toe.
What the fuck?
No.
No, God.
Oh, that's gross.
This is where the Higurashi music starts fading in.
Yeah.
It's like, my neck is so itchy.